Thank you, Eliana. We now go to Mr. Brad Sherman of California.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're considering 5 excellent bills here today. They're common sense, they're bipartisan, and that reflects the leadership that the Chair and the Ranking Member have brought to this committee. I'll address 3 of those bills. First, the Taiwan Naval Support Act. I want to thank the Chairman for bringing up this bill, which we put together with a lot of input from others. And I want to thank the Chairman, Ranking Member, and Mr. Salmon, the Ranking Member of the Chairman of the Ranking, the Chairman of the Asia Subcommittee, for co-sponsoring the bill. When we look at the East and South China Sea, we see China becoming more aggressive. Already, we are spending tens or hundreds of billions of dollars on research, procurement, planning, and deployment designed to confront China. That invariably creates risks for the United States, and most of that is focused on uninhabited islets. In contrast, look at Taiwan. What is at stake is not uninhabited reefs, but the entire country. And Taiwan is not asking us for deployment or to spend money. They are simply asking for the tools to defend themselves. When it comes to these frigates, the time has come to transfer the frigates. We should be helping Taiwan defend itself.
Is that a technical term, Mr. Sherman?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And it's in the statute with a page and a half of definition. Yes. When it comes to helping Taiwan defend itself, I think it should be classified as a major non-NATO ally, and I offered an amendment back 15 years ago to do just that. If that had passed, we wouldn't even need, I think, to prod the administration as we do now. In 1979, the Taiwan Relations Act was signed into law, and it requires the United States to make available to Taiwan such defense articles as may be necessary to enable Taiwan to maintain sufficient defense capacities, self-defense capacities. In December of 2014, this Congress passed the Naval Vessel Transfer Act and authorized the sale of 4 frigates to Taiwan. And the President signed that bill into law. Taiwan has indicated it's ready to purchase 2 frigates. Out of the 4. It has the money to do so. It faces a budgetary deadline at the end of 2015, and it's time for the administration to move forward with this transfer. What this bill does is requires the administration to give Congress a timeline. I hope they transfer the frigates before they give us the timeline. That would be a very good timeline. Next, pleased to join with Mr. Poe as the lead Democratic sponsor of the Combat Terrorist Use of Social Media Act. 3 things about the bill. The State Department's current strategy for countering ISIS and other extremist groups online is obviously not working. That's not my opinion. That's the State Department's internal opinion, which concluded in June of this year. When it comes to the external message, our narrative is being trumped by ISIS. We are losing a popularity contest to people that behead women. Public information also shows the State Department strategy isn't working. The Think Again, Turn Away Twitter campaign has 24,000 followers. In order to reach out to those who might be swayed by ISIS, you're going to need a much bigger following. This bill requires the State Department to reassess their approach and come up with a better, more effective strategy. Second, I'm hoping that this bill will prod the State Department to hire experts in Islamic theology and in Islamic jurisprudence. Not everybody they hire has to be a graduate of an Ivy League school or a top American school. We need just a couple of folks over there, graduates of Al-Azhar University in Egypt. I'm not saying the State Department can issue a fatwa, but somebody at the State Department should be paid because they're an expert at knowing who should be issuing a fatwa and how to make our arguments consistent with all of the intricacies of Islamic law and Islamic jurisprudence. Finally, the social media companies have played a role in this. I believe Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter have a responsibility to make sure that their platforms are not used by terrorists. Facebook, YouTube, and with some prodding from members of this committee, Twitter, have made changes to take down bad content. But that won't work effectively if the State Department isn't identifying the bad content. The only thing worse than playing whack-a-mole is to not whack the moles. And every time one of these terrorist sites pops up, we should see it before the intended audience and have it taken down before the intended audience. So I look forward to the passage of that legislation and to a much better strategy from the State Department. Finally, as far as arming the Kurdish regional government, it's about time. We wouldn't have to do it if Baghdad had been reasonable, but if the Baghdad government had been reasonable, we wouldn't even have ISIS to begin with. I yield back.
Thank you. We go now to Mr. Dana Rohrabacher of California.